everyone. I hope you're well. Hope you're having a great weekend. I am back with another video. So I've been laying on my sofa today watching TV, and I've seen a lot of YouTube shows coming out talking about all the stuff going on in the prop space. I've got a ton of emails today, a lot of direct messages, just not even just today, all week, about people who are really upset about not being paid out and wondering what to do. And, I guess reaching out to me as a lifeline because I'm really the only one so far talking about this. So I decided to make another video about this, how to protect yourself from props firm scams and what to do right now. What I'm going to talk about in this video is, the Apex issue. I'm going to glance over that. I'm going to talk about some of these new companies coming out like Flexi Trade. I'm going to talk about, just common sense practices, research, do your research, reading the terms. Can you trust Trustpilot? That's an interesting one I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about some ideas I have for what you can do if you were scammed. I got an email, someone suggesting that I put this information out on where you can file a report, and then ultimately I want to talk about, how to protect yourself going forward. So I'm going to glance over the Apex issue. Apex is, all these companies are relatively new except for Top Step and Earn to Trade and Lilu. But Apex is, came out into the market and just dominated right away with their 90% code offs. They had great support. They were for the traders, by the traders type of company. Everyone loved them. A lot of YouTube shows have popped up with live streamers promoting links to Apex, so not only is Apex an opportunity for very regular retail traders to make money trading, but it turned into a business for a lot of YouTubers to make money with affiliate links. So, I feel like at this point, you really can't, and I don't want to be mean. I'm not being mean to the YouTubers. I'm just saying, personally, for me, if you have a dog in the fight, I don't trust that you're being honest, and if you're making a significant amount of money on affiliate income, what's your motivation to protect your affiliate income or to protect your community? Now, I know there are some affiliates out there that want to protect their community. I'm not maligning everyone, but I just think you need to think about that, when you're hearing some of the comments, especially when you see, and I'm not going to name names, but I've seen a couple of them who were not paid out that came on and said, well, I understand. I broke the rules. I can't, give me a break. Okay. All right. So, Apex came out last week. Just to recap, they're suddenly going to enforce their rules on what they call scamming it, which is DCA, dollar cost averaging. For those of us that are actually traders that have studied, real traders like Al Brooks, what he's talking about is scaling into positions. It is a strategy. It is not scamming. If you are doing that, you are not a scammer. Okay, let me just say that. Then they came out and they started gaslighting. When the hoopla started and people started to get upset, thinking they weren't going to get paid, and approvals started to be delayed. There was a lot going on in the Discord. They kept banning people, and then they started gaslighting people. You're a scammer. It was just craziness, And then what we've seen is very aggressive language and actions from them, going out and doxing customers and just attacking them en masse, infiltrating different Discords. They've kicked people out of their own Discords and then gone into different Discords to argue with their customers. It is incredible, but very aggressive language in their official communications, in their unofficial communications. At this point, I don't know who is an Apex employee and who is not. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're making money in any way from Apex, you are an Apex employee. But this incident has had devastating consequences for a lot of traders. A lot of traders have been very successful with Apex, have multiple accounts. They've left their jobs. They're just full-time trading on Apex. And to suddenly not be paid, not only were you not paid on this pay cycle, you had to wait a couple of weeks until the very last day to find out if you were going to be paid or not. And they forced you to trade in that week. A lot of people when they request their payout, they don't want to touch those accounts until their payout's approved, so there's no problems, okay? And these people are trading multiple accounts. Maybe they rotate, they submit their payment requests and they're rotating to their other accounts. I don't know how you guys are doing it. I'm not an Apex customer, but, I could see that being a reasonable way to, especially if this is your business and you're working full-time doing this, that would seem like a reasonable way to do it to me. But they forced you to trade, and they said if you didn't, that's a red flag, and we're going to be looking at your payouts, So you didn't know what you did wrong until the final hour when they sent you that decline of payment, and you have been forced to trade the last 2 weeks. So you probably continued to trade the same strategies, right? Which they now consider scamming. So for the last 2 weeks, now here we are at the next payout period, and all your trading history is scamming according to Apex. And what are you supposed to do now? Because they put out an email or a message saying, we're basically going to cancel your accounts if you submit for payout again and get denied. Like, it's just nonsense. So anyway, this is a scary situation that has happened to people. Now, a lot of people are out here not knowing what to do. So I wanted to make this video and talk about, some of these things, what to do and how to protect yourself. One thing I want to talk about starting out here is a lot of new companies are coming out into the market. The Canadian futures trader just made a video about this I saw today, and I think he was spot on. It's easy entry into the market. You don't need a lot of money, a lack of regulations. There's not a lot of protections. So these companies are coming in with offers, and if it seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And the final thought on this is, to proceed with caution. And I'm going to talk about FlexiTrade. I've never had an account with FlexiTrade. I was considering getting one. And then when I looked at them, they didn't have credit card processing. Now, I understand that has been resolved and they do now have processing. And I do hear some people on the Discord saying that they've been working with them and they seem fine. But I would just proceed with caution with any new company coming into the market. You just, you have to be careful. If a company that's as established as Apex can go under, and I do think they are going under. I mean, I think failing to make payouts is a death sentence for any prop funding company. That's all people need to hear. Not even just with the failing to pay, but the communications from their, corporate team being so deplorable. Honestly, I don't see good things. We're going to see, if we can see a big egg crack, certainly these little eggs are going to crack, is all I'm going to say. You're only safe in your own account. Now, when it comes to these prop funding companies, you got to read the fine print, okay? Now, we saw this week Elite changed their rules and on their payouts. So a lot of people were upset about that. It made it difficult to get to payout. They did at least honor everybody who was already in the process and in the system, but as of this certain date, they said going forward, this is how we're doing things. So in that sense, I can't be mad at Elite. They changed their rules. They made it harder to get to payout. That's what they've decided works best for them. That's fine. As a consumer, can decide if I want to sign up with them based on those new rules, okay? They did not do that retroactively and affect all these people like the Apex folks have done. You got paid out on the next cycle. This is the new terms. So whatever you made, you earned, you were able to withdraw, and then you got to decide if you wanted to go forward. And that is the fair and decent way to do something like that. So I will, even though I personally won't trade with Elite right now because I don't like their rules, up until now, they've had great customer service. I really like them. They were like on my top 5 list of prop firms. But I do appreciate how respectful their customer service and messaging has been. When you see terms that your payouts requires a certain number of winning days traded, I would be cautious. What do they consider scamming? Like Apex considered, averaging into trades a scamming. I don't think that's scamming. I think that's just what Apex is calling it so they don't have to make payments. But that's just, my opinion. If they have limits on withdrawals, some case you can appreciate that. They're not jumping and putting funded traders that pass their evaluations right into live accounts. I get that. They put you on live sim first. Make sure you can really trade. And to protect themselves, they limit your withdrawals during that time so that, if you are a seriously profitable trader, they have time to put you in a live account and let you start earning that money. So it's not really coming out of their receivables. And in that sense, that makes sense. That's the model of a prop firm. They're making money off of evaluations and setup fees, and they're paying out profitable traders initially based on those receivables, but the ultimate goal should be to get you in a funded account and that they're going to earn a percentage of your profits. And then the last piece, I would say, look at the language in your contract. Are there strict NDA enforceable terms in there? I don't like that. That's already sketchy to me. Like, you can't say anything negative about us or we can close your account. Look at that kind of stuff. Look at the fine print for sure. And this is a big one. I've seen a lot of people pointing out, hey, they've got a great rating on Trustpilot. Here's an example. We're on Trustpilot for Apex Trader Funding. We see they have 7,000, almost 8,000 reviews. They have an excellent rating, 4.7. But if you look at the reviews, they're very recent. These 5-star reviews, look at them all. And Trustpilot seems to put the better reviews up at the top. Now, I find it really hard to believe personally. I'm not saying these are lies, but I'm just saying personally, I find it very hard to believe that in the face of a lot of people not being paid, a lot of people receiving extremely poor customer support and just being kicked out of the Discord, like just all of the craziness going on, I find it very hard to believe that hundreds and hundreds of people have come and recently given 5-star reviews. But now if we scroll down here and we do 2 and 1 stars as filters, we're going to find a lot of recent reviews about people not getting paid in the last couple of days. As you see here, under review for 14 days. And we actually got a response from Apex here. We're enforcing the rules it's always had in order to speed up payouts. Okay. Now, apparently the rules that they announced they were going to start enforcing were rules that they always had in place, but they did not enforce. Okay. And now they're enforcing it. Why are they enforcing it? Because more people are getting to pay out and they can't probably afford to pay people. So if you got denied, you violated the rules. We could have erased your gains and closed your account, but we didn't. We give you another chance. Once you violate terms of probation, we can always rescind that offer. Again, more threatening language here from Apex. That's very sketchy company, vague payouts, blanket denials. People are obviously very upset. Read the 1-star reviews. These are the real traders trying to trade with Apex and not getting paid. They aren't paying out. Latest excuse, DCA, a day ago. These are all people who haven't been paid out. It's really unfortunate. I'm very upset for all these people that have not been paid out. Let's be fair here and look at another one that I think recently did some things that people aren't very happy about. Let's go to Elite Trader Funding. This company used to be one of my favorite. Their ranking has come down. They've only got 287. They were really one of the premier companies. But look at the influx of 1-star reviews here. So what to do if you were scammed? If you are one of those people who were affected by the policy not to pay people at Apex and were labeled a scammer, I'm sure there are some scammers out there. I'm not talking to you. I think it's probably a smaller number of scammers than there are legitimate traders that were not paid out unfairly. Apex is big on advertising pass in one day and, all kind of crazy stuff. Like they're not trying to get you to follow any strict trading plan. They're trying to get you to gamble to get to the finish line. They're promoting that kind of practice. So for them to come now and say, hey, you were gambled and we're not paying you. You're not a serious trader. How dare you? It's ridiculous. Okay, what happened is they promoted a lot of bad things, and a lot of bad things, a lot of people made it to payout. So now they don't want to pay you and they're going to call you a scammer, is my take on this situation. Okay, so what to do if you are legitimately a trader? Maybe you were using an averaging in or scaling in type of plan. I personally only add on to winning trades. I don't add on to losing trades, but I respect that there are people out there that trade differently than me. There's a lot of different ways to trade. But if you're trading with some kind of a scaling in plan that Apex calls a DCA scam, and you are a profitable trader, they have no basis to deny you. I do not agree with that. I would say, and especially since they have a history of paying out people with like no stop loss DCA, kind of trading plans, they have no credibility, is basically where I'm going with this. You have a good argument. You can easily get a lot of evidence to show that they have consistently been paying you based on the strategies. You have not changed your strategies in any way, shape, or form. There are affiliates, major affiliates with Apex that have been consistently paid out and teaching these types of strategies. Apex has continued to support them. So you have a great case to make. I would absolutely file a dispute for all your charges to Apex with your credit card company. Have enough proof to show that you have been scammed and you can at least get your credit card charges back. The other thing I would encourage you to do is, this is what I got in an email someone sent me. He wanted me to let people know to go to the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau and file a complaint. Unfortunately, I think that this is just going to be a predatory type of business model, and we're probably going to need some protections, consumer protections put in place, because we don't have any as consumers. We are paying our money in good faith, hoping that the companies will pay us in good faith. And as we're seeing right now, we have no protections to make sure that that happens. I definitely think this kind of thing will get the ball rolling. And believe me, I'm very anti-government generally, and I don't like regulations, but, just seeing the hardships that people are having this week, I would prefer that we as retail traders are protected from predatory companies like this. And then the last thing I would say is, how to protect yourself going forward in the face of all this. One, you should be working on or have a funded personal account. If you're in a prop and you're making money, get yourself set up in a personal account. You don't need a $50,000 account to trade. I started with $5,000. You're going to grow that so quick, and I only trade micros in my personal account. Diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one prop company basket. It's, you can trade one rhythmic. I trade on NinjaTrader, and I know you can do this in Quant Tower, but I trade on one rhythmic connection at a time and multiple CGC Trade-Evade connections at a time. So I would say diversify into multiple different prop companies. Don't put all your eggs into one basket. When you're working with a new prop company, start small, just open 1 or 2 accounts, wait till you get a couple payouts, and then add on more accounts if you want, but establish some trust. Don't just go full boat 20 accounts, pay all these setup fees, and then hope you get paid. Do like 1 or 2 at a time. Cash out your profits. If you are in profit in the money and you have money to cash out, cash it out. Don't leave your money sitting into these prop companies. And that just opens you up to exposure. They can decide not to pay you. They can shut their business down. All kind of things could happen. Get your money out. Last thing I'm going to say, and this really applies to Apex and Elite, cut your losses quickly. All right. At this point, we know they are selectively not paying out people. And it's not just people that do their, and I'm putting DCA in quotes, not people that were scaling into trades. There's people that don't scale into trades that have been affected and not paid. I've seen them all over the internet. They've messaged me. I'm sure you probably, if you're involved in any trading community, you probably know somebody who hasn't been paid out by Apex. I think it's a wider spread than I realized. I have no way to verify that. None of us do. And certainly we can't expect them to be honest. I think they're a shady company as it is. They're not going to tell us the truth. But if you're seeing all over the place that people are not getting paid out, even if you were paid out, okay, if you have consistently been paid out and you in this last cycle were still paid out, you still need to be skeptical about this company. You should still start to diversify. Maybe it hasn't affected you, and if that's the case, I'm very glad that you weren't affected, because it's terrible for those that were. Everybody's situation isn't the same as yours, and everybody isn't as fortunate as you. Be a little kinder to your trading community. That's what this channel is about. That's what my Discord is about. My Discord is a community hub space for traders. There are so many different kinds of traders in my Discord. We're all trading different styles and strategies. We're supporting each other. We help each other learn. We have fun during the day when we're trading together. That's what a trading community should be about. So anyway, I just wanted to make this little video. I do hope to see more people speaking up and putting the trading community first. I don't want to see anybody get scammed. I hope you weren't scammed, but if you were, I am really sorry this happened to you. And, these are just some ideas that I have to, see if there's any recourse, at least with your credit card company, and to, protect yourself going forward as a prop trader. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for this video. In the video description, you're going to find a link to my Google Drive. In there, you're going to find folders for chart templates, NinjaTrader 8 indicators. There's lots of indicators in here, all free. We've got tons of reading materials. There are copies of my personal charts in here for you. If you're interested in joining the Discord, just leave a comment below. If you're in the Discord, I've got channels set up in there for most of the time. We're hanging out in the main channel. But if you go to the bottom here, Vance goes live every day. Once in a while, I go into the live channel as well. I post the weekly, monthly, and daily expected moves. I post the volume profile levels for each day. We share any coupons or deals we come across. We have a channel for epic wins and losses. We're here to cheer you on or give you a hug, whatever is appropriate. Any prop account bullshit goes in here. Boy, that's an active channel right now. The indicator library is here. Everyone is sharing indicators in the Discord. This is a community space. We're here to support each other, and we use the Discord to do that. NinjaTrader 8 templates, people share in there. We've got some TradingView templates. There are a lot of learning resources. If you come into the Discord, I would encourage you to go through there. Just a little start here, explains the rules. There really aren't any rules. Just basically don't be an asshole. And then here is, I have a channel for my YouTube. If you are a YouTuber and you have a channel, feel free to share it. I mean, there's no competition here. All right, guys, have a great day. I will see you in the next video. Bye.